Hey everybody, welcome to my channel. I'm Todd Banner. Well, if you frequent this channel, you know that over the past several months we have been selling our house and moving, and we are finally moved into our new place. We've actually been here coming up on 2 weeks, but you know, once you move in, you still got all these boxes to unpack. So things have been a little crazy. We still have a bunch of stuff to do, but I thought I would take some time to do a quick update and talk a little bit about our new digs and our new hometown of Forest Park, Illinois. And before I get to that, as I mentioned a few videos back, I am currently doing freelance photojournalism for our local suburban newspaper group. You also might have seen the video I did on photographing a high school graduation with a point and shoot if you're not allowed to bring in like a camera bag or a bigger camera. Well, interestingly, one of my assignments at the very beginning of June was to photograph the graduation ceremony of Oak Park River Forest High School here in the western suburbs of Chicago. And actually, about a week before that, I also photographed the commencement at Riverside Brookfield High School. Just wanted to mention that one of the things that I did, or that I do when doing photojournalism, you'll see generally photojournalists are going to carry two cameras. And I've been to events where there are others there and they're carrying big full frame rigs with the 24-70 on one of them and a 70-200 on the other, f2.8, both of them. Big heavy kits. I have gotten past wanting to use a heavy kit, so as everybody knows, I shoot Micro Four Thirds. So I shot both of these with my Panasonic G9, my 12-35 f2.8 and my 35-100 f2.8, and as a second camera I use the LX100 Mark II. So if I'm shooting with the 35-100 on my G9, which frequently for these types of shoots I am, then I am using the LX100 Mark II for the wider range. Also using the aspect ratio switch, I supply a lot of panoramics, which the paper can then crop any way they want, really. And that's a 15 megapixel file. That is big enough for, actually, with modern upsizing and AI stuff, that's big enough, period. So here's a shot very early in this graduation ceremony of the graduating seniors coming into the stadium at OPRF High School. And the paper then used it on the front page of the special section covering the graduation. So here is that, and of course it's cropped a little bit. And I'm going to put a link down in the description to the virtual print edition of this section, so you'll be able to look at all the other shots both from the G9 and from the LX100 Mark II. And while we're on that subject, this newspaper group is actually a nonprofit organization. It's an independent nonprofit newspaper publisher. It's called Growing Community Media, and if some of you could do me a big favor, because this will help them to pay me, which will help me to keep doing this. June is their fundraising month, and so they have a target of $100,000. I'm going to put a link in the description to the fundraising page, and if some of you folks could chip in a few dollars, doesn't need to be a whole lot, $5, $10 if you can, that'd be a big help. And we do good work. I'll put a link directly to the website so you can check out some of the rest of the papers. And you see a lot of my work there as well. Anyway, we now are in a 2-bedroom condo in Forest Park, Illinois. So we're a little bit south and west, a little bit more west than south of Oak Park, Illinois. We're south of River Forest, Illinois. It's a little smaller town. We have a population here of under 15,000 living people, but we have around 800,000 dead people, because Forest Park, go to Google Maps and look at Forest Park and check out how many cemeteries we have here. It is said that there are more cemeteries here in Forest Park per capita than any other town in the United States. I haven't been able to confirm that, but we got way more dead people here than we have live people. So, just to give you a feel for the town, I went out. I had to get work done on the car. Yeah, needed an oil change, needed to have tires rotated. We have a 2017 Mazda 3. It will be our last gasoline engine car, but it's paid for. So we're going to a couple of years without having a car payment. But I had to take it in for that work. And just before getting ready to do this video, I got a call from our mechanic, and it also needs a new hydraulic tensioner for the serpentine belt because the hydraulic tensioner was leaking. And if you know anything about cars, you know that if that thing goes, you stop. So a little bit more money than we were thinking that was going to cost us. But the nice thing is our mechanic is here in Forest Park, so I drove over this morning, dropped the car off, and walked back. Madison Street in Forest Park is the business district, lots of restaurants. It's kind of a gloomy day today. Didn't take a lot of pictures along there, but we have, which almost is an abandoned rail line running through here. It's not quite. Canadian National owns it, and they've actually upgraded the signals because I think that if they don't do that, after a certain amount of time, the rail line gets declared abandoned. So they have to keep at least those signals working. But you can tell they don't run a lot of trains through here because the tracks are rusty. You can tell when they run trains through a line, tracks are really shiny. So took a walk there. We have a little open area not far from our condominium building. It's actually owned by Forest Park. They don't know what they're going to do with it yet. But I took a walk over, and the other side of it, there is a view of one of the cemeteries. Must be fun around here on Halloween. But also in that open area, there is a big honkin' stand of poison hemlock, which, if you know your ancient history, you know that's what Socrates was forced to drink. So it's a potent poison. These things are 8 feet tall. So I don't, if they develop that land, I'm sure they will get rid of that. The chances are most folks around here don't know what that is. We also have found some pretty daisies, oxeye daisies, not native to this area. Anyway, that's it for now. I just want to check back in with folks. I have other videos in the works, talk a little bit more about the photojournalism that I'm doing, and some thoughts on smaller cameras. I won't say more than that. I have a thing for small cameras. I think people probably know that by now. I'm Todd Banner. I will see you next time.